vlog 4 of Rally Race, guys. So today I'm going to talk a bit more about the car and what our plans are, because they have changed, and what we're going to do today. It's going to be a bit more in-depth, sort of looking at the car and looking what needs to be done. And I'll tell you the reasons why I'm doing stuff as well, and why I want to keep stuff in or take stuff out or what have you, and the decisions I've made over the last couple of weeks about the car and about 2018. A bit of an update about the car. So currently, as I sort of briefly went over in the last episode, the cage is now out, and unfortunately we didn't record that, but it was a pain in the arse, and it wasn't fun to get this cage out. I can see why. The cage was such good quality, and hopefully we can restore it back to its former glory. It was a bit battered and stuff, which I'll show you now. So as you can see in the feet, they're a bit rusty and stuff like that. I just want to clean it up, because this has been hand painted, and we sort of want to make it nice again, and trying to relieve some of the scratches and rust and stuff like that, because the MSA don't like it at all. So yeah, same with this one, and around here, just to give you an overview. The door bars are up there in our storage. So at the moment we're concentrating mainly on the inside, because we feel like we can do a lot on the inside going forward. And once the inside's done, it's you leave it alone. You only add, and that's what we want to do. You'll be touching up a little bit of paint there, here or there, but the only thing you'll majorly be doing is either changing the seat belts or changing the seats when they run out of date. So yeah, mainly this will stay unchanged once we've done it, and I want to try and do it to a nice standard, and we've come up with a colour which is white. So I'm going to go white, floor plan, etc., all the way up to the roof line. And I want to keep the doors red, because there's no need to paint them. They're perfectly working order. I want to take glass out and stuff like that, and we are going to get plastic door cards for them, just so it looks a little bit nicer, and we haven't got raw metal or stuff like that on it. And we just then it will just look nicer and bring the car together. And for the ancillaries of the car, we're going to go black plastic on the doors, and black everywhere else. So with the gator around there, or the metal plate that goes on the gator, that's going to be black, except all the other stuff is going to be black, just to make it pop. So the rails for the seats are going to be black. Then we're going to have AN4 lines for the fuel, which we're going to run again, but we're going to use proper bulkhead fittings, etc., going into the engine bay. We're going to take out this plastic and run it properly, because currently it's just a piece of copper pipe, and I found out last time this here is just a piece of pipe with the copper pipe pushed in, and that isn't safe at all. There's always going to be, there could be potentially a fuel leak if that ever moved, if it was ever kicked, or etc. So I'm going to drill these pot rivets out, get rid of that completely, yeah, and do it with stainless steel braided fuel line with proper fittings, machined fittings, etc. So it does look nice, but it is a lot safer. As I mentioned on the last episode, we're going to bring this right over here, run it all nice up here, and where with all P-clips, so it's P-clip to the floor, so it can't be damaged, and it can't be pulled, etc. Also, it's away from the fuel line. And then on the other side, when we get round to converting the rears and the to a 1.9 rear end and wheelwoods on the front and a pedal box, we're going to run our braided lines through on the driver's side of the car, so it's all separated. Also, we're going to get rid of this handbrake and have a hydraulic handbrake. And the dashboard is going to be flocked soon by Banbury Flocking, and for a reasonable price of £130, which you could buy kits to do it yourself, but I don't want it to look half-arsed or what have you. I want to look like the real deal. I don't want to look like a joke. We're going to redo all these switches, so we're going to have a proper switch panel, and we're going to have on the footplate we're going to have a horn, and all this seam sealer is going to come out and get stitch welded, hopefully, so it's a lot stronger as well. Also, yeah, I'm going to try and sort the dashboard out a little bit, as you saw on vlog 2. We had a bit of a problem with fitting this boss, but every time you turn the wheel it creaks, and I just want to try and reduce the creaking as much as possible, because yeah, as it creaks as this isn't attached anymore, so I want to attach it, and I want to make it a lot nicer, and figure it out. Hopefully there's a lot of wiring behind here that's tucked away, and I want to sort all that out. That's not redundant now, because there's no stereo, there's no cigarette lighter, there's no clock that was in it previously, but yeah, I need to sort the heater matrix out, but that's going to be sorted once the dashboard comes out, and yeah, that's about it. We're gonna it's a quick update, but we're gonna pull the tank and the fuel tank guard, and every single one of these is going to be prepped from underneath as well, and then welded, because we don't need them. We don't need those holes. I'm going to try and make the floor as flat as possible before, so when we start we've got a nice clean floor and a base, and it's as strong as possible, and try and keep it nice. That is the aim, is to try and make it as nice as possible so it lasts. We don't want to put a lot of time and energy into a car that we don't want it to last. Or obviously we want it to last, but we don't want to put time and energy into having the car look scruffy or what have you, once we've finished it, because we've put all that time and effort into it and it's pointless. But yeah, the only bit of welding we have to do on it, or necessary welding, is this here, but also we're going to weld all these holes up where I've either drilled or they're factory holes or something, just to make it look cleaner, and also reduce the amount of turbulent air that's in the car, or whistling, or trying to quiet the car down in the cab, so we don't have to shout. Obviously we'll have a microphone. Also we're going to relocate the battery, so the battery's going to be there, behind the passenger seat, and then we're going to have a fire extinguisher behind the driver's seat. We're doing that because, one, we want to save weight, and it's a massive battery. Two, also serviceability. If you have a look in the engine bay, so this is the engine bay, as you've seen previously. We've got a big battery, and I've been speaking to a couple of people who run these cars, either 1.9 or 1.6s, or like me, 1.4s, it's recommended for my car, and generally cars with serviceability, is to get the battery out of the engine bay, because one, it saves space and it moves the centre of gravity, because this battery's heavy. Also, we can get to the side of the engine if we have a water leak or fuel leak or what have you. Also, we can run the electrics nicer, and we can have a lot more freedom when we're doing that. Also, there has been quite a lot of problems where this battery tray has actually acted as a top mount for the gearbox, and it has cracked, but they haven't known about it. So that's another one. So you can quickly check in between stages, is that cracked or not? And there you go. Also, we're keeping the standard headlining and just try and keep it a little bit more homely. And this actually works, so we're going to use that as a sort of a rally light or stuff, and make it just a little bit nicer in here. But yeah, that's a quick fit. I say quick, it was 5-10 minutes long, but I hope you enjoyed the quick update, and if you want to suggest any updates or suggest anything that we could do to the car, or ask any questions, pop them down in the comments, and if we and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. If you want to post it on Instagram or instant message, yeah, pop them down in the comments, or and follow our Instagram, Twitter and Facebook for updates of the car, and our other projects, because we may have some other projects coming along. Also, we have we're just concentrating on this at the moment, but I think we're thinking about other series and other cars and stuff like that, what we can do as situations have changed with the rest of the members of Rally Race Guys. But yeah, if you want to keep up to date with the car, follow our social media, and subscribe. Hopefully, in 2018, we are planning on doing one rally, but for me to co-drive for some more rallies, so I get used to it, etc. And then do one rally, I believe, Rockingham at the end of the year. Hopefully, we can get it prepped before then, and we may do a couple of track days in the summer, just to get used to the car and what it's going to do on a track, etc. And then build our confidence with the car, and we will go from there. But thank you for watching, and subscribe, like, pop any comments down you want to ask, or questions you want to ask. I'll get back to you pretty quickly, or as fast as I can. But yeah, like, subscribe,